division.
Oh,
OGA Dota Pit. That's
we
how
just actually
roll.
start the league over, and SA's just 6 weeks behind.
There you go. I think that's the only fair solution. That's the only way to do it. All right, folks. We got draft. Let's jump in. Time to go into the jungle.
All right.
Dire team ban.
They really value this Enigma ban on against Inverse.
How was your Cinco de Mayo, Bowie? Did you have any great cuisine last night? Is Cinco de Mayo an occasion in Brazil? Is it a big deal?
It is not. I was pretty tired. It was super late. GF also was tired, so we just ordered burgers. But it was a good burger, so
Wow.
Not complaining or anything.
All right. Hype night.
Yep. Did you get some guac? I remember that you were a little sad.
I ate a steak, so no guac, but I did get some meat in me in honor of Cinco de Mayo. I put some extra pepper on it.
All right.
Wow.
Nice and spicy in honor of South America. Because South America is spicy, you see.
Speaking of spice, they snatched the gyrocopter. So they're saying, Parker only plays this hero. Let's pick it up for ourselves. Now he has no
Inverse.
hero play.
And now so they're trying to bring out the Parker Morphling. That's what you're
I was just going to say, I think Inverse win this easy as long as they avoid the Morphling. Now, that's the one way they can draft themselves a loss.
Wait a second. If the gyro's on the other side, the Morphling can become the gyro.
Exactly. That's why it's good.
No. Okay, they take the Viper. I want to see a Medusa. That's what I want for Inverse here. I think Omega might be wise to ban it.
Yeah, they did ban Medusa versus gyro the second phase last time.
Dude, this is going to be the 3 Ogre for sure. They're going to have 3 Ogre and 5 the Viper.
I want to see gyro
guaranteeing
two shot by the Fire Blast on the Ogre.
This small guy's been doing his homework.
Okay, they snatched the Tusk as well. I mean, they pretty much want to play whatever Inverse did last time. That's fun.
I'm so confident that that's the plan here. It's almost too obvious.
Viper
5,
Ogre
it's
3.
just like, guys, we're up a game. Pick me Ogre.
Okay. I like that. Do you ban the Mars or just ignore it here? Since this is Ogre 3.
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if Mars is at all overvalued sometimes in these like first pick scenarios.
I think he is actually. I think people pick it to counter Mars, but a lot of to counter Centaur, but a lot of times like the hero itself doesn't deliver anything if Centaur is not on the other side. So, like because someone picks Mars, then Centaur's not going to be picked, and then what's the value of Mars? It's a weird interaction.
I would be banning Puck, Death Prophet, and what's my third? Lena. Those would be my 3 bans if I'm Inverse.
I like Puck ban. I like the... What was the other one?
DP and Lena.
Yeah, DP, it's a good ban.
I want to protect my potential Viper mid just in case by getting rid of the Lena. Makes that easy.
Okay.
I feel like the Lena 5 is playable. But they'll just get rid of the Av instead. So never mind. Whatever. See if I care. My feelings aren't hurt. Inverse.
Oh, they do
Omega ban
the
it themselves. Oh my goodness. What are we doing here? I guess they do have first pick out of the phase, to be fair.
Yes.
So they could take the Puck, but I don't think Puck looks particularly amazing right now. For them, at least.
Yeah.
Much better looking for Omega.
How much do you want to bet Inverse are setting up for that Bristleback pick now, Trent? That's the Viper for you.
It's definitely got to be on the mind for sure.
Ban it. Like now Omega
They
in
have
this sticky
Bloodlust,
position. Exactly. All right, so they ban out the Mars, but now Dusa or Bristle are getting through, and I think both look very good potentially.
I think you ban the Medusa here on Omega.
It's so classic with the Ogre. I definitely would lean that way also. We still don't really know if they want to play Bristle too, which is another potential deterring factor in terms of bans.
5 seconds remaining.
Like we're sort of just theory crafting around it.
I mean, we've also seen a lot of teams ban that Kunkka because, I mean, he's got a good Kunkka. I would not hate that ban.
But I don't feel like the Kunkka adds that much if you're not against Invoker. I think it's one of those like classic matchups that it's like really Kunkka favored.
Well, if they play 3 Kunkka though, then it's got some stuff, some sauce. Because then they have the 10th pick, you know? You see, Bowie?
But I want to see
the
that
losing
Ogre
team's
off
doing
lanes.
what I said, so I must be a genius.
Okay.
Yes, applaud me. Oh, I guess you guys probably can't hear that. They're using the applaud chat line.
All right, so I'm looking for Bristleback here. Only
10
Bristleback
seconds
bans on the
remaining.
side of Inverse, so I don't think that is very
5
likely. But the
seconds
Medusa is now
remaining.
open, so if they want to grab it, now's the time. I guess
All right.
Omega could also get it just because they could flex Gyro as a 5, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't be too worried about it. I feel like Dusa would not fare that well versus their early. Oh yeah, they're Dusaing. It's coming. Ban the Invoker. Dusa coming. It's got to be on the. I mean, Bristle too goes by the same logic because the EMP is just very good versus both of them.
Yes.
But first off, I would probably pick a 4 since that's not covered here,
10 seconds.
and
the
I'm not
Nyx?
worried about it being stolen.
Nyx was ignored the whole game. Let's go
5
Nyx.
seconds remaining.
Nyx or probably Snap. Snap's actually pretty nice too with the Ogre. I could see Snap
Snap.
4, Ogre 3 being really strong.
Yeah. I like that.
But yeah, Nyx is good too because it's Gyro and Tusk even.
Yeah, like the Snap's better for the lane, and Nyx is better for overall, I think.
Where's Bat Rider been?
I don't know. I liked him when Dark Mago played it. That was pretty good.
True.
He must be getting played in other regions a bit more. He's nowhere in South America.
I think he's still largely ignored. I mean, you always have that problem of like the Oracle and the Nyx Assassin, and they're not super common bans now, so it almost like might give it away too if you start doing that.
True.
And plus, the only other time we see the ban is if they pick Timber early. Speaking of which, Timber is still in. Just for bigger heroes, but it doesn't look
They do have the
particularly
Viper on
great.
Universe though, so
Yeah.
oh.
Okay.
Didn't expect that, but nice pairing with the Ogre.
Yeah.
Whether
if
it's a 3 and a 4 or a 4 and a 5.
Okay.
Yeah, they cover a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuns.
It is great to get some push out of your 4.
Yes.
5
They
seconds
also
remaining.
yeah, like the only stun. They don't have a lot of fast stuns on the side of Omega so far. The homing missile takes a while to cancel the Shaman, so
Dire team
And it's like they didn't pick the puck yet or whatever, but it doesn't really matter what heroes they do pick. The Hex like is good versus all those spirits, so they go for something a little bit longer range in the Lena, which I mean they could have banned, Just saying.
All right, they get the Lena.
10 seconds
I think you can Medusa
remaining.
here if you want to.
5 seconds.
Dusa
remaining.
or Bristle. I'm in for either. Dusa looks a little bit more conventional. Would be some nice team fight to kind of tie things together a little bit.
Yeah.
It's looking spicy.
Ah man, what am I picking before my 10th though? Do I take a 1 here if I'm inverse?
Radiant
I think
Do I just
so.
go like Life Stealer or something instead?
Oh.
No, okay, yeah. So they're gonna save it for the potential Dusa.
Yeah, I guess it's a flex, but yeah, it's probably gonna be middle. Or it could be 4 if the Ogre's 3 and the Shaman's 5 and the Viper is 2, but oh, this is a weird draft, right?
10 seconds remaining.
This is
It is
very-
weird, but it's another one of these like individually they
5
have some
seconds
decent
remaining.
options, right? There's a lot of
Yeah,
stun
yeah.
here. Viper's not stuns, but he's could be pretty big damage for him.
Mhm. I mean, Wiener,
this
the
is-
sense that you have possible flexes that like are not common. Like
Yeah, it's weird, but this is also I also feel right at home in South America with this inverse draft. I
That's
wouldn't
true.
like discount it, right?
This looks like a good Jakiro game. But and never mind, Snap still in. Just pick Snap. Just go Snap 5. Gives you the Blight or the little Shredder versus the Shadow Shaman. You can lane with the Gyro. Because you need something that can stand up to an Ogre Shaman lane just in case.
I think you want something a little bit tanky. Like, is Undying too bad here? I guess they have Ogre, Bloodlust, but
I think the versus the Tiny is kind of bad. I wanted to pick it too, honestly. But it's like kind of bad versus Tiny because he'll see you and blow you up.
I want to
They
see
could
tank.
Warlock.
I guess they could.
And they could also Oracle to just like buy the Blink Dagger and just hide from the Tiny and play that sort of a style. But
What
I
is
think
another
Snap's pretty
thick
safe.
5? I guess Warlock's probably the even.
Jakiro,
Radiant
Warlock.
team banned.
Oh.
Dire
Oh yeah,
team
right.
banned.
They have the double pick. So just get the hero they don't want banned first. Now they can ban. Okay, now is there any way they can get away with the Oracle pick and just end this game? Is that possible? Tiny 1, Viper mid, just like Bowie wants, and they pick the Oracle.
Yeah,
and,
it's possible.
And Darkseer. Not worth it, though. Don't throw away your whole game just to Oracle a Darkseer, I don't
10
think.
seconds remaining.
If they don't ban the Oracle, though.
I mean, is everyone? I don't think everyone will be that comfortable with the heroes. That would be worth it. You know what I mean? It's like the one Tiny, I think, is not that easy to make work.
Especially considering Parker, you gotta give him like a hero that he really likes. Feels like he's very hit or miss, depending on what he does. Oh, they do ban the Undying, though. That's cool.
Just in case. Fair enough.
It's a good call, I guess, Bowie. I'm surprised, but
All right, so I'm gonna get into Parker's head here. So Parker is the name of that Spider-Man. So what is the chance he plays Broodmother here?
Well, first off, just make sure they ban Animage first, right?
Okay, I guess we're okay. We're
Okay, man, now we're good.
Well,
All right,
okay,
now you can go into Parker's head.
I don't know what you ban here. Like
Morphling. Bowie, just let it be.
the Morphling.
Take the Morphling into the Darkseer.
Yeah,
TB.
dude, the Morphling illusions are crazy good. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's the
5
joke.
seconds
Ah, ha, ha,
remaining.
ha.
Oh well.
Team pick.
Oh wow, we are actually pretty good today here. Oracle
Well,
and
they banned
Undying.
it. They banned it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Dire team
Witch Doctor's still in.
Phantom.
Oh, the mix-up.
All right, they flexed the
Okay.
Gyro.
Is looking
Like it.
5 Gyro and a position 1 Phantom Lancer. Now, inverse.
All right, now it's time. Take the puck.
Do we still like the Dusa? No.
10
Yeah,
seconds remaining.
go tiny carry and pick something that's good here.
Pucker
5
Void
seconds
Spirit, something in there.
Like, what about a mid hero that goes Radiance? That's not Kunkka.
Well,
the
we'll see you later, Bowie. They're going to go for the Ursa Shadow Shaman combo. So, all right, let's see the positions here. Come on, give me that core. Give me that core. Give me that core ogre, baby. Come on.
Oh,
Dude,
on.
you know it's coming. You know it's
It's
coming.
coming.
Come
It's
on,
already
Arzen.
coming. Just show it. There it is.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, my. All right. Easy 2-0. Inverse
Yep.
got this. 100%. All in.
What?
Trent,
You guys are all in on the Parker
Trent,
Ursa?
yeah.
Against Phantom Lancer?
call the bookies. 90% of my remaining shit, please.
All right.
On to inverse. Let's go.
I don't care if it's good. I just have to go with the offlane ogre. Also, if Inverse wins this, I think Inverse might have a shot at going to upper division. I'm just
All
saying.
right.
Omega, these guys are supposed to be really good. Then all that's left is Binomistas. I'm hyped here.
They
going
got
Inverse.
push, they got catch, they got Midases getting 2 and 3 X's for days. Mengate's going to farm and make this look competitive, and then Parker's going to show up and put him 6 feet underground.
You know what's the play here? You buy Dagon as this Ogre Magi, and then your Dagon multi-shots, and he one-shots illusions.
Yeah.
So you can
All
take
right.
4
Or
illusions
you get
at
the
once.
dude, you get the Yule Scepter, and then you drop it on people. You multicast the Dispel. Dude, how about that to get rid of those damn Ion Shell buffs?
okay.
So, Bowie
I like
Steven
this.
pointed out to me, he was asking about the channel points, and I said, oh, I forgot about those. And so now I've decided I put all 57,600 of my former winnings on Omega.
I lost all
right.
mine betting on Beast Coast yesterday, so
I mean, that's a better bet than Dogecoin, but I
You're
still
welcome
feel
to
like you're
join
gonna
me.
lose.
you're welcome to join me, Trent, because you're about to lose it all. I think this
Yep.
is inverse.
I love
this is
being
exciting.
broke. It's fun working your way back up. This is easy. It's a PL pick. Game's good. Omega's better.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Well,
Also, I love
game
Darkseer.
2. Upsets all around here in South America. Let's see if it continues. Gare Bear, Theban, what do we got going on here? Gary, are you ready to ride or die with me on Team Inverse? You ready to join the revolution, bud?
I kind of am. I like this offlane in Ogre. Yeah, it's pretty
Me
good. I mean,
too.
Arzen did it in a previous series. We were mentioning the build
Yep.
earlier on in game 1. That hood, the Hand of Midas looked incredibly hot. And then he's got a ton of people to buff up. You know, it's not just the Tiny and the Ursa, but Slaw's Viper is also a bloodless target. Shadow Shaman does a ton of right-click damage. It's a real tasty pick. Do we have an
You-
argument
you know
for
what,
the Omega
Gary?
side? We're all so
Before
focused
we
on this
go-
Ogre. Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, before we go into this game, 50k channel points? That's all you got, Trent? My god,
Seconds to battle.
that is really sad. I mean, I'm
What's your
sitting
stack
here with
looking
my
like?
90,000, right? 90,000 thanks to one game yesterday on the Infamous series. That alone has skyrocketed me. One game, one bet got me to 90k. But yeah, I think this Ogre 3, Gary, is gonna do a lot of work, my man.
Well, Slaw, the slow, sluggish Viper, unfortunately in trouble. Channel points in danger. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, I do think the only problem right now is for Inverse is the Phantom Lancer versus Ogre, Shaman, Viper is like super good. Like he actually has really good targets to just kill in the fights. Where that's what Phantom Lancer gotta do. He's gotta be able to snipe the supports non-stop in the game and be good matchups against them, and he is in this game. So if there's someone that we're gonna look out for on the side of Omega to like carry through the mid game, his team is gonna have to be Mingate.
And that's gonna be, oh my god, he just immediately takes half his HP and burst damage from Fire Blast and Ether Shock. But yeah, it's also going to be potentially a change in playstyle then, right? Because we've seen a lot of Phantom Lancers in South America in particular just wait until they have Diffusal Blade Manta style and then they go and fight. So do you want to see him rush Diffusal Blade, or is like Yasha Diffusal Blade? What's the kind of timing we're looking for that PL to actually start battling like you want him to?
I would like to see Yasha into Diffusal, and then not so sure if Manta's that good of an item, especially against Shadow Shaman. You might just want to go to Sanjin Yasha. But yeah, just go Yasha, Diffusal, get the Shard, and then just start shoving lanes out and killing off supports with those stronger illusions.
Don't sit AFK jungle. He's definitely got a strong laning partner in that Thugger Gyro. We've seen time and time again how much damage he can withstand, and then of course how much he can put out. Gets a pull off, which Flax is scared to contest. Now with the Ogre though, they'll be able to drag the wave around. Not looking for a kill or anything, just want to reset that lane equilibrium. While Mingate does farm under his own tower, so we can take a look, Theben, at the other lanes. How are we going? Tiny against Lina is kind of an interesting matchup. We don't see that often.
Yeah, I think top lane Viper might be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah,
the vacuum.
He's dead.
Wasn't expecting
this
that.
Viper. Yep, plus 5 Viper not doing too much work so far, getting first blooded and not dying because he's so slow. Like, you gotta really play in the lane with the Viper 5, to be honest. You can, like, you know, peek to the side in a very safe way to pull the camps, but you cannot be so far into the jungle. You will be chased down by the 4 and the 3 right now. And yeah, back to the mid lane. We've seen this before. Tiny versus Lina. Who was it? It was in No Ping versus Thunder Predator matchup yesterday. We saw the Tiny doing well in the early game, the mid game, but then the Lina, once she gets the BKB, she's going to do a little bit better. Miggy, he is their playmaker this game. He's going to have a decent laning and good rotations in the first 10 minutes of this game to be able to keep them competitive. Because I can totally see Omega, if they can just get 10 minutes of farming, it's going to be so hard for these supports to deal with the heroes of Omega.
Yeah, they build up that brick wall. I mean, Miggy, he's being threatened already by Jimari. Just look at that, standing on top of the high ground, waiting for that Tiny to come back, as we did lose the couriers dying all over the map. Ogre loses his, Gyros dies, people sniping them out left and right, and top lane, the shards, trapping the Ursa in. He's getting a lot of stacks of those Fury Swipes, and it is just a level 2 Tusk, so there isn't a snowball, but the vacuum back forces the stick of the Ursa, and these
Slow
iron
the
shells.
Tusk!
Oh, slow the Tusk, get him away from that teddy bear, but Slaw's gonna have his 3rd death of the game.
Yeah. Lissex, that level 2 Iron Shell does so much damage. And now Parker's just gonna have to wait for the Viper to TP back top lane. Salve him up.
That early point in vacuum has done a tremendous amount of work already.
Yeah.
They got a snowball
Definitely.
straight into
Oh,
try
they're
cancel
going
the
in.
salve. Yeah, they cancel the
Ooh, I
salve
don't
on
know about
Ursa.
this one. He's
They
dead.
might lose the Tusk here. Yeah,
How
it looks like
is
he
that
is.
worth it? That was definitely not
Down
worth
goes.
it. I'll tell you that much. The temptations got him.
Is there an argument that he wanted to die and come back to lane fresh and full resources anyway?
Yeah, but that's not how you want to die. Yeah. The Ursa's still at full health. He could have just gone to the tier 2 if he wanted to die and come back. But now he gave away XP and gold to Inverse Viper's level 2. He skilled Nether Toxin. Oh, man.
Oh no.
That's
not what we'd
that
like to
good.
see.
Yeah, exactly. You want to see the corrosive skin on level 2. You get that little bit of magic resist, attack slow, which is super nice. And Slaw, he's just being soloed
Yeah.
by this Tusk.
Every time. When you mention it, slow, can't really move. And mid lane, Lina turns on Flax. The rotation came into Jimari's lane, but he's able to hold out. Just with a nice couple of stuns, light strike arrays. A level 3 Dragon Slave doing an awful amount of damage. But yeah, that top lane, they also refilled the bottle. Like, Tusk dying there also got the bottle back to Darkseer full. So he's able to stay up there pretty safe and sound, while the Tusk actually goes back to start stacking some
Dire
camps.
structures are fortified.
What does this Viper do right now? Like, I see him TPing top lane. But with 4 deaths, like, has he done his job guarding the Ursa? Does he want to go and do something else? Like,
No. I mean, maybe he can have some impact with dropping some Nether Toxin on Phantom Lancers that can make illusions later on in the game, but as of right now, I would say this Viper was a huge fail in the lane, but obviously it has different kind of impact in the draft, right? You have it, you can play it as an offlane, you can play it as a support. Ogre Magi bottom, he's super dead. Oh, wait, is he though? Hold on.
Those stick charges and a tanky Ogre
Made to
under that
tower.
tower with,
Yeah.
what, 13 armor.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question, Gary. Are we gonna see this Ogre eventually have a Radiance in this game?
Oh, that's a great question. What, like role-playing as an alchemist? Just tanky boy just walking in.
Lost his identity, trying to figure out who he really is.
I'm not going to lie,
5
I've done it before.
Radiance.
We were playing...
Yep.
Back when we started... Oh, hang on a second.
Oh,
Phantom
thanks,
Lance is
yep.
shackled up. He's got Doppelganger and Strength Shred, so yeah, he's not actually going to die. And they're going to turn, in fact, with the Snowballs, Shards, trap the Shadow Shaman inside of the PL Illusions. Mingate does have to be a
Another stun.
bit careful, though. That Ignite level 2 doing a lot of damage. Fire Blast and the clicks coming in. There's another Hex from Flax.
Under the tower.
Ether Shock on cooldown. He's under tower and there's not enough range on the Shackles. So another tag team.
Oh, the
Onto
creeps,
Shadow Shaman
so
who
many.
salves. There's a lot of creeps on that creep wave. NXC, the backup of Gyro's coming in. The Snowball buys time for the Tusk for Mingate and Thugger to arrive
Way
and
too many
take
creeps, though.
him down. They will surely kill off this Tusk at long last. And Arzan, he can
PL?
turn and hit this PL if he finds the real one, but the Phantom Lance comes out with a double kill. Viper can't finish off the job. Slaw into the trees. Mingate
Oh, no.
TPs. He's out of there.
That means he
Oh.
can't get back to the bottom lane, and look how many creeps there are. Oh boy,
With a catch pull.
someone better TP down here real quick.
Radiant's bottom
Dogs
tower
here.
is
Catapult
under
too.
attack.
Slaw.
Nobody's TPing.
Slaw, look at Slaw. He's level 5.5 now. He's
Out of
so
nowhere.
high level after that 0-4 start. Oh, it looks good for him. It really does.
Oh man, and they're
Flash
smoking
TP
out of
mid.
mid lane. Yeah.
Exactly. They want to go top, get a kill onto Lissex. That would be a good target to kill, as he's been having a pretty decent time up here.
He's forced the enrage out of Ursa
Ursa.
already. He's surging
There it is.
aggressively for this, but he didn't expect that. Avalanche, toss the Shadow Shaman on him. Relieve the pressure from that Ursa warrior now.
Parker, you can just go back to farming here. So Pio lost about like 10, I want to say 12 creeps there. And now the Ogre and the Viper are playing together. Saul's gonna die
just
though, very quickly.
Bursting
Tag
straight
team.
through Slaw, yeah. I mean, they trade the pos 5s for each other. But it's basically a tri-lane being made up by Omega now around this PL, knowing how much importance they have to put into him.
The Ogre though definitely not having as much impact as the other game when he was position 3. That's because he's playing against Phantom Lancer, who can just use the Doppelganger to remove the Ignite.
Look at that tag team. Level 3 from
Yep.
ZXC. Shreds through him.
Very high level. Everyone in this game is very high level because they keep trading kills on both sides here.
Oh wow, Lena's level 9. Tiny with that rotation now, still level 7. And
She's gonna
Lena's
TP
TPing top. Ursa Flax,
Flax.
they pushed forward onto Lissex. Surge Jimari. Should be able to get a light strike array stun here and a straight up kill on the Shadow Shaman. Yeah, just punch him, finish him off with a Dragon Slave. Force the Ursa out of the lane as the homing missile. Do they want to go for this? Jimari's pretty speedy
lane
with
too.
the 3 stacks of Fiery Soul. Mid lane, yeah, they're catching out on ZXC Tusk. Tossed forward the Viper. Straight on with the Viper Strike. As it looks like in that dire jungle, the Ursa did slip away from the grasp of the Radiant team.
Is under attack.
Yeah, nice position 5 Viper. Viper striking. 8 minutes into the game.
Tower is under attack.
It's very fun to be a 5 and then be able to do this. And they're actually moving towards top, but they're gonna run into a ward here, and that could be trouble for Inverse.
Radiant's
They
bottom
see
tower
this.
is under
Jamari,
attack.
I mean, they see Jamari too, though. So
at
they're
him.
like, oh, we see you, you see us, hold on.
Look at Slaw. He really is baiting that ward, isn't he? Back and forth, step in and
Yeah, they
stuttering.
both know they see each other. They both know. Yeah. And Slaw is like, okay, there's a ward here. I know where to kill next.
Tower is under attack.
And then you get into into game theory. It's like, all right, there's no point either of us just standing here. Let's go do something else. Let's go push that top tier one that Flax was thinking about defending. Ursa and Viper still here. But a smoke from Omega moving
Slaw
into
again.
that dire jungle will finally
Welcome to
find
the
the
war.
Viper, and it's just such a quick kill.
He's got to stop dying on Viper. Because even though he is a 5, he is feeding away a shit ton of experience to these heroes. And this Tusk is having an amazing game right now. He's got 830 gold. Making his way to his Blink Dagger. This is he's level 6.5 before the Tome even comes out.
Yeah, and then we come back to your point you made earlier, right? There's Mingate PL. He's now able just to stay alone bottom
Oh,
against
Miggy
the Ogre,
dusted.
out-farming him. Oh, God, yeah. Under that Light Strike array and a cooldown.
Oh,
Miggy
Jamari,
bladed,
though.
finally dies, and Slaw's
Slaw.
walked into this Jamari. Self-Yules has a Fairy Fire when he lands, but they've got a Fire Blast underneath the shot. Take down the
Slaw
Lina.
beat it.
And Gyro under the tower, yeah. Dragged in by Slaw. Wanted that bonus kill, but a double for Flax.
Wow. I mean, that was very calculated by Omega, but they didn't expect all these heroes to start TPing in. Lina, she did remove the poison attacks, but it was not enough with the Ogre just standing there and the Ether Shot coming out first. They had a stun ready to also save the Viper. Slaw now walks top, D-wards, and he's very happy. He's got Tranquil Brutes, he's got Bassi. Pretty much has his own little fountain going.
And now they throw the
I
Serpent
want
Wards
to
into
mid
mid.
so bad.
Yeah, rolling in with that snowball under the Serpent Wards. Flax is able to turn a lot of damage, but Jamar is there. Stun them up and trap that Ogre inside the shards, using that Viper to stop any further damage coming from him. And he just takes so much from a Dragon Slave in a few hits. Slaw with the poison attacks, though,
Slaw?
starting to stack up.
gonna
Snowball's
kill
coming
him?
back up. He might kill off the Tusk, and he does, in fact. No one to snowball on. Well, Miggy, he's come forward with an avalanche. His Blink Dagger is about to be delivered, going out on the courier now. No more
So the
chain
whole
stuns.
time, the Serpent Wards were actually hitting the tier 1 tower, not any of the heroes. I don't know if it would have been better if they were hitting heroes, because then the Ogre would have been having support in terms of like damage onto these heroes, but they did get the tier 1 tower though, because the Serpent Wards were focusing the tower the entire time while that fight was happening. Tiny.
that's the
Uh-oh, haste
prime
has been
objective.
stolen.
Oh, yeah. And he's under that wall. So much AoE just dropped on his head. And Slaw.
He's pinging. He's like, guys, there's a ward here, but to be honest, you were just seen by the enemy hero vision. That's why you got Yuled while you were blinking in.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And that's his blink reveal not accomplishing anything, and a straight tier 1 trade comes out the back of it.
Dire's middle tower.
Arcane's
has
mech
fallen.
docks, yeah, able to sustain them, and they can go spread out across the map. And this has been just smoke and mirrors. It has been a distraction the whole time. 12 minutes of running around causing chaos, while the PL, who is 400, 88 CS, back into the jungle, has Diffuser Blade. Is it time to go
Radiant's
fight for
bottom tower
Mingate?
is under attack.
Definitely, he's ready for any heroes of Inverse who runs into the jungle. He's gonna just make some illusions, chase them out. He can actually kill the Shadow Shaman and the Ogre Magi quite easily. Ogre's still trying to make his Midas. He's going first item Midas this time. Last time we watched him play position 3 Ogre, he had Hood. This time he's going for the straight Midas. And it's kind of slow. You know, it's only got 4k net worth 13 minutes into the game. Doesn't feel too good. It looks like he's probably going to die again with the 2 rotating towards bottom. Bottom tower also being quite healthy. Not quite healthy, like just a little bit below half, and
Defendable.
Glyph has been used. Yeah, defendable. That's the word. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I was just looking back at the Dota buff to refresh my memory on his build. So it was the Hood, Midas, Ether Lens, then he went Greaves as well. So it was kind of that kind of Leshrac, kind of tanky build.
Yeah.
Buff up the rest of your team, as well as scaling out with that Hand of Midas.
I think the big
Back in.
discrepancy here right now is the Lina and the Tiny. If you just check out their net worths, he's 3,000
huge.
gold ahead. Yeah. And that's pretty much their entire lead
Is under attack.
on the side of Omega.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah, and
attack.
Miggy, heavily investing in that Blink Dagger for aggression. Hasn't found
that's-
anything in the hunt for the bear.
He senses something.
He's got,
Radiant's
yeah, he
Oh,
does.
no,
He's got-
actually,
he's
I
gonna
don't
go
think he
under ward,
senses
though.
anything. he just realized that all his camps are already dead on that side. So he's going over to this big camp here. But then he senses something
hiding.
might be up here. Okay.
And there is a
good job,
Radiant Ops
Parker.
ward.
Dire's top
They'll see
tower
Parker
is
now.
under attack.
Under
Dodge
tier
the
2
gank.
though, and it's the reverse smoke now coming in. Inverse. Moving from that bot lane through towards mid. Gyrocopter probably going to be that first point of contact. Yeah, they spot him. Blink, avalanche, toss. Burst that onto Thugger.
Alright, Ogre's got enough gold for a Midas now. I mean, this is only level 1 multicast, so we can only see 2x cast, but once he's level 12, we're gonna start seeing the Midas counter going.
Again, there's 3x's going. Another jump in. Tiny.
Oh, again?
Wanted that Lina. Jamari's about half HP, but Miggy just gets turned on. Burst into
Go on,
oblivion. A
Lina.
Serpent Walls and Shackles on the Darkseer. Lina's being focused. The wall is dropped. The mech pop, but the Ether Shock. Vacuum back that Viper. But Lina for Tiny. You know, it feels not too
And the
bad.
Ogre.
The trouble is, Ogre died as well, yeah.
I honestly, that's not even that bad. Considering how farmed the Lina is, and she's level 12 and a half, like the Shadow Shaman and Viper got a bunch of experience and gold there. I think Inverse should be okay with that, even though they did lose their position 2 and 3 there. They're probably not okay with the Midas on Ogre being off cooldown though.
Well, he's dead, yes. That's a good point. But yeah, thinking about like what Lina offers you and what Tiny offers you, you know, Tiny with that Blink Dagger, he's always going to be able to make the jump, catch people out, while Lina, we know that she's incredibly fragile, and until she finishes that BKB in about 1,000 gold, that's always going to be an option for Tiny just to make that jump onto her.
Yeah, we want to see the Tiny just constantly toss Lina into his team, and I think even with the BKB on the Lina, it's not going to be easy to just get that BKB out before the toss comes out. Especially if it's coming from like smoke or you're focusing somebody else. And if that toss goes onto the Ursa, even if you do BKB, you're still going to die. Ursa don't care about no BKBs.
He doesn't. And he's got a Blink Dagger now, I believe.
Yeah, it's a very good item decision here from Parker. This allows him to be able to be more mobile and ready to fight.
Oh, they find Flax. That Light Strike array catches him in the trees as that cooldown also found him. I thought maybe he could have slipped away, but good little pick off there, and Pop keep shoving that wave out. Top lane, Phantom Lancer kills off Arzen. Ursa knows where the real one is, but he's got Doppelganger in a second. Slows the Ursa with the Diffusal Blade. Broken by the Nether Toxin as ZXC goes in with the Walrus Punch, and the damage coming through. Slaw just obliterated. And Tiny with the top
Mingate is so low.
Finish off Thugger, but Mingate, that's the focus. They've got to kill off the PL, but they can't chase him down. He's too speedy, and they can't even get the Gyrocopter. They vac him back. There's the jump. Finally bringing that Gyro down, but Tiny gets turned on, and the trade no longer looking good for Inverse.
They only lost the 2 supports on Omega. Mingate stays alive. He gets a nice kill. It's gonna get a Manta very soon, so he has pretty much a 17.5 Manta here. That's very good.
Well, that's something we haven't really touched on too much. You know, Ursa and PL, they have been, you know, racing towards their items, both hitting timings very nicely. I'm sure there's a big gap between Lina and Tiny in comparison. But if we think about the Ursa versus PL matchup, how does that actually go? You know, Park has Battle Fury, but PL is going to have tons of illusions.
Yeah, I think the PL... This is something about PL. It's not about the carry matchup for that hero. The hero is all about killing supports, deleting the backlines, and then making these carries essentially useless if you have to go on them by burning their mana. And I think the PL isn't really going to be focusing down the Ursa unless it's just to burn mana. Where the Ursa is sometimes trying to find PL, especially because Inverse don't really have any other heroes who can deal with it. So we're going to see Mingate constantly running away from the Ursa while the Ursa is trying to chase the PL.
Look at that jump. Straight on to Slaw and Arzen. The cooldown Light Strike array. Raining Hellfire down upon the Viper and Ogre. That's 5 heroes from Omega with a DD spawning at Roshan. It feels like it's time to go and pop your head inside.
The classic Roshan double damage outside.
The Nahaz effect.
Who's going to get this? PL? Or the Lina?
I think
Lina
the
is a little bit more vulnerable, but the PL is going to be frontlining a bit more.
And she did just get her BKB. I think it's a toss-up, honestly. It will be the Lina in the end. I guess it's like you said, she is still very fragile, and if she gets Avalanche tossed or hexed up, right? This Ether Lens Hex can catch a pre-BKB.
Oh, Ursa.
Using the
getting caught
Ursa. Gets his enrage off before the Light Strike Array hits, but they've got tons of chain stuns coming in from the Tusk and Thugger. The homing missiles there. The Shard's not going to block him, but a snowball forward with the Light Strike Array. Laguna Blade and Parker's dead. Invert's trying to toss them around. And a good little Fire Blast does get the Tusk down. Serpent Wards and a Shackles onto Gyrocopter. Slaw's focused though, and the Phantom Lancer, it's his time to shine. Joins the fight. Jumps in onto Miggy. And they will get a Light Strike around to Flax as the Darkseer focuses him. Mingate just running this kind of recon mission, zoning out the rest of the Dire squad. Arzen and Miggy both back in their base, and Mingate, he's just giving chase. He's going to kill off the Ogre here by his own tier 3. There's nothing to stop that Phantom Lancer right now. Arzen gets back to the tier 4s, pops his hood, and they're tossed back on the PL. Miggy can't finish anything though. Not without your Ursa.
Yeah, they need the Ursa. He's the only one who can actually deal with this Phantom Lancer right now. Unless it's like super late game where the Tiny has items. But the rate Miggy is going at, he does not look like a core hero right now. Kind of like a position 4 Tiny at this stage in the game.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Inverse are struggling with. They don't really have the secondary core. So if the Ursa dies first, like what we just saw, then it spills a lot of trouble for Inverse.
Yeah, it just feels like they have no way of handling Mingate right now. And when he gets his heart, it's only going to get even more difficult. They need some kind of smoke hex. Like, really, the Shadow Shaman is that prime initiator for them. Sure, you've got Avalanche Toss, but you need that instant initiation from the hex to catch out.
Yeah, he's bought the
PL.
Shard and Tranco Boots and another Windlace instead of buying
Toss
the
back.
Hex, though.
Jimari gets the Light Strike Array down, and Tiny, he's made this jump, might be giving his life for it. He's trying to slip away with his phase boots, and then another strike going out. Jimari slowed down and broken, but he's going to take the Tiny down as Thugger arrives with a Rocket Barrage. Arzen pops his hood, still has the Hand of Midas off cooldown, but as soon as you see the PL with the illusions and now the mech, the heal from Lissax, they shackles, they get a Serpent Wall down from Flax's Shard, but it's just not enough. The sustain coming out of Omega heals up that Jimari Lina, keeps them running forward, and kill after kill leaves only the Ogre and the Ursa alive.
Yeah, they also got the Ion Shell Aghanims for Darkseer.
Nice.
So they can just use that onto Phantom Lancer or the Tusk, and these heroes are so much tankier now too. You can see Parker, he went bottom. He just wants to finish his BKB before he fights. And Omega, they're not letting go. They feel like they're so strong right now. They don't need to really finish any items to be able to fight. Just keep running at them. Arsen doesn't have a TP. He's kind of stuck up here. Yeah, oh yeah. They know.
They're going to chase him. Yeah. Hello. Little Iron Shell tickling away at the Ogre. Tiny. Tombo onto the Darkseer. He doesn't have mech, but he's so tanky with these Iron Shells on him, they'll just punch into the Ogre. Now Tiny's stuck. A little bit of Nether Toxin coming out. Ursa arrives, swipes down onto the Tusk, and he's going to battle the PL with his illusions.
Oh, they got
up.
the
They've also
Lina.
got Shackles. Yeah, the Jimari under the Shackles and the Serpent Walls. There's tons of them there, bursting Lina down, and Ursa, he's out of mana, out of HP, but the Enrage still comes out. Mingate, Doppelganger again, off to the right-hand side. Lissax trying to TP home. It looks like the PL's first death of the game coming, though. With the Shackles, they secure it.
Omega, I mean, the moment that I saw them just chasing to this Ogre and the Ursa running from mid to top, that looks so bad because it's way too deep. It's under trees. You can't break all the trees down at once. Thank you, Ice Frog, for making trees much harder to kill. You can see right here, like Darkseer, he could just use the vacuum, break all the trees down, but it was a little too late. And then the Ogre Magi does die, but all these heroes are kind of just stuck up here. You can see Lissax so low health. He doesn't want to run into the Shadow Shaman, so just chilling up on the top left corner. This PL is fighting 3 versus 1 under the Nether Toxin, can't really create new illusions either. Then the Ursa comes in, and it makes life so much more difficult for this Phantom Lancer. And the Lina, that catch from the Shaman onto the Lina was huge. Yeah. Just dropping the Serpent Wards on her. You got the Shackles, even more Serpent Wards, and Lina just pretty much got soloed. She bought Scotty. Wow. That's a new one. Not even Boots of Travels, just straight Scotty after BKB.
What's the reason for that? Is it double melee cores on Inverse? Just slow them down
I think
and
it's
kite
good.
them?
And more HP, right?
Tanky
Makes them incredibly tanky.
And I guess if you do want to
Multi-purpose.
go flip back into the right-click build. 30 damage, went for the HP, probably go for the Fiery Soul stacks. Dragonlance queued up for the Lina. But we could see, Daedalus, MKB, something like that from her as they smoke into mid. There's the jump from the Tusk, straight onto the Tiny. There's no way you're saving Miggy here. Oh, he pops his invis, but yeah, there's reveal. Sentry's down. Clear out some Serpent Wards as well, for good measure.
So this next Roshan, still a ways away. Ursa gonna queue up the shard now after buying the Basher to make him tankier. Yeah, I do think for Omega.
Cast, though?
Yeah, it really depends on Phantom Lancer. If Mingate focuses his illusions onto the Ursa and burns away all his mana, then Parker's gonna have a really tough time. But if they can like delete 1 or 2 heroes, for example, Gyrocopter or even the Darkseer, like the Darkseer can get caught out using a surge on his ally and just lingering in the middle of the fight, then you can see some potential for inverse.
It really does feel, though, that this Flax Shadow Shaman is the key to unlock the game. Now he's got Blink Dagger,
Really has been.
BKB's queued up.
Is under attack.
Whoever he
He's gonna
finds...
scale
but
pretty well.
He's the solo killer now. Usually we look at this Tiny and think, yeah, he's the one that jumps and bursts people, solo kills, you know, people like that. Flax is the one that's actually running around solo killing cores.
Doesn't have the Shackles total damage talent though. I really like that one. It's very nice on this hero. It's like your Shackles do like 500 damage, something ridiculous when maxed out.
Super nice. Omega. Are they going to just walk past each other?
Looks
Both
like
smoked.
it. They're gonna see
Into it.
someone bottom soon.
There's
They're gonna
the
see a Serpent Ward's bottom.
Shadow Shaman shows, yeah. Do they want to go high ground and force them to come back, or do you want to go and meet them? Omega feels like they want to fight.
Is under attack.
Yeah, they do want to fight, it looks like, but if they fight into the vision, this could be really bad. Jamari going in first, his smoke's gonna break. They see him.
Just TPing down there. They jump out with the Shadow Shaman, the Slaw
first.
Viper being focused, but the jump from the Ursa with the BKB, he's also got a Basher going, but he doesn't land any big hits on Jamari. And with the wall drop, they burst that Viper down with the Laguna Blade, now the PL giving chase, BKB wears off from the Ursa, he has to turn, face the Phantom Lance with his Enrage, and that Battle Fury, but it just doesn't seem to be enough. The rest of his team have given up.
Super dead.
They are not fighting, they're hiding in the trees and TPing.
Is under attack.
Wait, who did Flax drop his Serpent Wards on? I did not get to see. Was it on the tower?
I think it was on the tower, yeah.
Ooh, that is rough. To drop the Serpent Wards on the tower when a fight is about to break out. I mean, Ursa jumps the Lina, but she's already BKB'd, and then she got glimmered up by the Gyrocopter, got out. They do get the Tusk kill, but losing your Ursa for a Tusk does not feel good.
Oh, that,
And you can
that
see the
Roshan
tanky build
timing.
right from the Scotty too. Ooh, what is it? 45 seconds? Okay,
Exactly.
Same time as Ursa.
Yes. Oh, what are you saying? Sorry, the tanky build?
Yeah, so it's really
On the
good,
Lina.
as you saw in the last fight. Like, the Ursa stuck on the Lina, but she's able to just walk away with more than half her health. So,
I can't believe she's got
Just stick around
3,000
and fight.
health.
Dire's bottom tower.
it's a lot. And doesn't have Boots of Travels. Like, that's what's mind-boggling to me. Jamari doesn't have Boots of Travels. This is the kind of guy who's very greedy, who just wants to split push and get so much farm. He just leaves it at Brown Boots.
And he's still top of the net worth. And if he had Boots of Travels, probably could have, 25,000 or something. 20k net worth at this point. Oh, hello. That's a big catch on Jamari. Can they
She's
keep the
too
chain stomps
tanky.
going? They can't. They get through, what, 2,000
are they
of,
gonna get
of
away, though?
total health? They're going to get away with it? Flax, he can't TP, or he can blink and TP in a second. He's fine.
no way. They got away with it?
Oh, is it time to run into Roshan? Go and scout it out. He is alive.
They threw it to second instead of getting the guy out at first. Jeez, they just focused the Ogre Magi. The Shaman is right on top of them. These two are like equally good kills. Actually, I would say the Shadow Shaman is a bigger kill than the Ogre, just because of how annoying he's been in every fight.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's his pushing power after a fight or shackles and hex during it, he offers so much. It looks like Phantom Lancer is in the pit.
Yeah,
Trying to kill
but this
off that
Roshan is
Roshan
kind of
alone.
slow.
It's incredibly slow, and Tusk, they've dropped the wall on that Ursa with the Light Strike Array, and Rages vacuum back up, claps down to the low
Going on
ground,
the
but the
Rage.
focus on the Tiny. Phantom Lancer trying to burn through Miggy's mana, and the Ogre, ooh, the Viper. Jimari just finds the two targets with a double damage rune. The Shackle's now coming out. Long range from the Shadow Shaman, but a Flax is being surrounded. 5 Omega heroes all around him, kill off the Serpent Wards, and it looks like after that 3-kill streak in a row for them, they can just head back into Roshan. Oh, no, they
They
won't.
got DD. They want to go
Wanna go
high
high
ground. Ursa doesn't have BKB up. And this could be a real quick Rax here. I mean, Miggy does have a toss back though. But with all these illusions on this tower, it's so annoying for Miggy to find the angle.
Seems impossible.
Dire's middle
Yeah.
has fallen.
Turn 3
They're,
down.
they're communicating who they could go on. They're thinking about Lisex, but Lisex has a Lotus Orb. And
so
they're just
clever.
gonna...
Omega actually scanned Roshan because they didn't see the Ursa, and they were like, if we're pushing high ground, maybe he's sneaking it. It's a good thought. He wasn't there.
Yeah, that would be the worst thing that could have happened for Omega, right? You take Midrax, but you lose Roshan for it.
Yeah.
Completely not worth.
Especially second Roche. So we're going to have Aegis,
Go back and get
Cheese,
it.
Shard. Who's going to get what, Theban?
Lina, Aegis again.
I guess so.
Shard for the Phantom Lancer.
Immortality.
That's the way it goes. Shard and Cheese for Mingate. Aegis for J Mari. We'll try and reset TP back home to Fountain with those Boots of Travels. The Hurricane Pike completed now on the Lina too. And they've already got top lane pushed in pretty hard. As the Radiant squad could move up there and go for another set. But they want to pick off first. Shard's not quite latching onto Parker. Phantom Lancer sending some illusions up towards the Ogre. This Ursa is out of position though, it feels like. He has to blink away. I don't know if he was angling for a little snipe pick off on someone, but realizes that's not an option he can take.
It's gonna sit in this high ground right now, control the mid and bottom area. I mean, you already got the mid rack, so they can kind of just commit high ground. Again, they gotta be careful with the tiny toss back. Anyone but the Phantom Lancer getting tossed back could be really bad, and Shadow Shaman needs to be ready behind the tiny. He actually wants to snipe heroes in the back instead. But I feel like a toss back onto the Shaman would be even better.
Oh, the Ursa just commits
they found
straight
Flax.
onto Jimari,
They're
but the
turning
Lotus
onto-
Orb, Flax can't do anything. He has to buy back. That Lotus Orb saved Jimari, and they've burst through Slaw, Flax, a double buyback, in fact, as Arzen and Miggy both drop inside the wall. 4 heroes shredded. Now Ursa on the run from a couple of PL illusions and an Ursa illusion. And the rest of Omega just focus onto buildings. Now it's a 5 versus 3. Tiny can pop back into the fight, but they tap out, they call it.
Wow. Jamari was so fast to like turn onto that Shadow Shaman who was in the back. Like who just blinked in through the trees. And he just snipes them off, and Shaman had no potential. Like the toss back wasn't there. And they just want to fight on the low ground, and Omega, you know, this Phantom Lancer, we saw the value of this Phantom Lancer against in versus heroes. Ursa just wasn't enough being the solo hero that can actually deal with him. So, well played from Omega. I think their draft was very, very strong in this game.
Even the Darkseer coming out with a close to perfect game as well. That Aghanim Scepter you mentioned offering so much utility, like 300 HP being put onto your Lina, who already has 3000 HP with her tanky build. Some real cool adaptations there from